So I just returned from 2 fantastic trips, Croatia and then Montana. And I brought along the DJI Mavic on both of those. And I want to spend a little bit of time in this video giving it a brief review and sharing some tips for you all for creating better drone videos and photos. All right, so anytime I make a video about drones, I feel like I should put up a disclaimer that is you are responsible for following any rules and regulations for your area. If you need to register, you should do that, and you need to make sure that you're allowed to fly wherever you're flying. People, be smart. These are expensive. You spent a lot of money on it. You don't want to lose it, and of course you don't want to cause any harm. It's a lot different than just walking around with a camera. That said, that out of the way, I want to talk about what I love about this DJI Mavic. And the #1 feature for this drone is the fact that it is so nicely portable while still giving me professional level results. It folds up compactly and fits in my existing camera bag. That's huge. And professional level results. I can shoot 4K with this. Now, a lot of these exciting locations that I get to travel to, I want to bring them to you in 4K, and having this drone along allows me to do that. It's also really easy to set up, and I found that it's ready to go quickly every time, grabbing GPS signal. Now, technically, you are supposed to compass calibrate it when you've moved it any kind of distance. I've never needed to do that. So it's almost always ready to go very quickly. As I said, it shoots 4K. It has a range of up to 4 miles and a top speed of up to 40 miles per hour. Both of those things are further and faster than I've ever needed. But again, it allows me to fly it a little bit further, a little bit faster, and get those shots and those videos that I want. And it's packed full of features like the active track mode, the tripod mode, orbit. So you give up very little for this portability, and I find it to be fantastic. Now, when you're ready to buy, I do suggest you buy the Fly More combo. That gives you the 2 extra batteries, so 3 total, plus that sequential charger and a bunch of other goodies that just make it a value-rich package. And that link to buy is right down below. The one downside, if you're very picky about image quality and you don't need the portability, you will find that the Phantom 4 Pro and Advanced do provide slightly better image quality, but it is not a big enough difference for me to have to carry around a whole extra bag. The portability and the quality of this are fantastic in my opinion, and I can highly recommend it. All right, so a couple of quick tips to help you get better videos from this drone. Now, even if this isn't your first, I recommend starting off in a large open area. Practice, get used to the speed and the movements of this and how the sticks control the drone. If you're struggling to find a large open area, then at least start at a slightly larger than small open area and get your drone up above anything that you think it might run into to give yourself that kind of safe space. Now, it's very important to always know exactly where your drone is. Not only is it the law here in the US that you have to have your drone within visual sight at all times, it is the best way to make sure it's not about to run into anything. Even with its object avoidance, well, 1, it doesn't have that behind it, but 2, you just want to make sure that you are keeping an eye on your drone. If at any time you're not sure where it is or you've lost sight of it, you just take your hands off the sticks to make sure that you're not pushing it into anything it shouldn't be pushed into, like a tree, and find it with your eyeballs and then fly it to a safer area and continue to keep it in your visual sight. Now, for better videography, I found that the simplest way to get great shots is to keep the shots simple. So, 2-axis movements, no more than that. That's simple forward or backward movement, kind of your panning shots, and they don't need to be very fast. And as a beginner, you can fly them slow and then even speed it up a little bit in post. We'll talk more about post editing in a minute. And when you want to get a little bit fancier, you can add the orbit shot. And there is a feature built in that will allow it to orbit an active object that it's tracking, but I found that it's also very easy to do manual with just 2 presses of the stick. So, simple panning, simple forward or backward motion with some elevation change and a slight orbit. Doesn't even need to be 360. Now, when you go to edit, as I said, you can kind of speed up or slow down in post some of that, but please also trim out any of that excess movement. There's nothing more distracting than this beautiful forward shot and all of a sudden the drone jerks left or right. And also, even if you're shooting 4K and publishing out at 4K, you do have some cropping ability. If you're catching any of the propellers or feet in the shot, crop in just a little bit to remove those from the shot. That's it, a couple of simple tips. And as I said, this is the DJI Mavic. If you are gonna buy this one, I recommend the Fly More combo. Those 2 extra batteries makes a huge difference. Links to buy are right down below, and your use of those links helps support what we do here at PhotoRec TV. If you found this video helpful, give it a quick thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I would love to know your favorite tip for getting good video out of a DJI Mavic. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.